Hey, my wonderful sweet babies. So today I want to talk to you guys about how I think that Lamel Plummer, aka Lemmy Plummer, aka Lemon Pepper Stepper, should watch out for people like Ray J as well as Nick Cannon and other big, huge celebrities. So if you guys are unaware of who Lemon Pepper Stepper is, it's actually this guy here. He is the owner and the CEO of the Zeus Network. So it's because of him that, a lot of Ratchet TV, such as, the Jocelyn's Cabaret, as well as the Baddies, East, West, whichever variation. Also, other little shows here and there about fighting is promoted. So as you guys know, it's alleged that Lemon Pepper Stepper is holding a whole ST reign in his whole Zeus Network umbrella. And half of the time, if you really want to succeed in, being a part of the Zeus Network, you kind of have to do some things with Lemon Pepper Stepper, allegedly, in order to get your name out there. And it's really crazy because Lemon Pepper Stepper really made the Zeus Network what it is. And it's amazing because it is Black owned, but unfortunately, it does have a lot of controversy, like fighting and just doing a bunch of ghetto stuff just to really be out there. But he's really making like Netflix/Hulu type revenue from this company. And this company is primarily a streaming platform. So realistically, it's kind of like almost like YouTube in a sense, where he just kind of created this umbrella where you can add your videos on there. Well, them as the creators, they can add their videos on there and then charge prices, and then people can just, watch from there. Maybe even another platform in which you can kind of label it is kind of like Patreon or OF. So Lemon Pepper has really done his thing and really like making that network what it really is. So people like Ray J actually got their start on the Zeus Network. Ray J was actually a part of helping the Zeus Network be what it is. He actually helped executive produce shows like The Conversation. He also executive produced a lot of other little shows on the Zeus Network as well. They're just not coming to the top of my head. But Ray J actually helped with pioneering the network because he used his celebrity as well as his likeness to bring attention to that network. And now the network is as huge as it is today. So because Ray J actually stuck around with Lemmy and helped with building the network to where it is, now you don't really see him on that network as much. It's primarily because over the course of years, Ray J has been working on building his own network. So in reality, I think that what he did was he rubbed elbows with Lemmy and found out ways of how he could build his own platform. And after he got all the knowledge that he needed, he actually dipped and grabbed some of the people that Lemmy had over there as well. So just recently, Ray J was actually caught out with Suki Hana, and he had spent a huge bag on her and let Suki do like a whole, shopping spree and get what she wanted pretty much. It was all in regards to, the launching of his new network. This wasn't on any kind of, Ray J's possibly with Suki type thing. This was definitely a business move. And this was definitely to show people like Lemmy and other people that, this is the direction in where a lot of celebrities are going to start drifting off to. Because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Suki Hana was actually on the Baddies show. She was actually a part of the Baddies Caribbean cast, but she actually left early and decided that she wasn't going to do the show anymore. And then later, we actually find out that now she's working with Ray J, a part of the Tronix network. Tronix Network also is even working with people such as Sydney Starr and even Blueface. So Blueface's whole BGC show that he had is actually going to now be on Tronix TV or the Tronix Network, whatever you want to call it, girl. And I believe he's even having people like Jackie Long and Safari join the network as well. Which now brings me to my next point with Nick Cannon. So if you guys are unaware, Nick Cannon actually has a deal and he's the EP on a new show on the Zeus Network called Bad vs. Wild. With the show Bad vs. Wild, it pretty much is like a take on the baddies coming together with Wild 'N Out. So it's pretty much kind of like an improv comedy show as well as the Ratchet TV of the baddies mixed in one. And Nick Cannon is a part of the whole process of this show because this is kind of the era in which Lemmy wanted to push his network. But this just really has me looking at Nick Cannon a little bit differently because it doesn't really seem like this is something that Nick Cannon truly wants to do. So, child, I went to Nick Cannon's page to see if he's even, advertising for Bad versus Wild. And as you guys can see, and if you get a good look around, you can see that this man is not advertising this show at all. And these are actually some of Nick Cannon's latest posts on his page. So this further shows me too that Nick Cannon is really just doing this whole Bad versus Wild show because, this is kind of a direction in which Lemmy wants to go. And he probably asked Nick Cannon to help him, and Nick Cannon was definitely willing to offer that helping hand. But I really just feel like also Nick Cannon is just rubbing elbows with Lemmy because he wants to pull a Ray J and create his own network as well. And I wouldn't be surprised with Nick Cannon's new, incredible network. He probably sits here and puts on shows like, Wild Now and other different improv type shows in which you can watch, in which he would ask for a subscription as well. He just needed the likeness of Lemmy to help him figure out which kind of a path he can go down to get these shows started. I even think that Lemmy should be a little bit careful even with Natalie, because when Natalie starts to see that these people are, making these successes and building these networks, she might do the same thing with her baddie show and try to build her own network and try to create a baddies network or whatever type of a network so then she can get people to subscribe to her platform so she can do it on her own. I mean, Natalie is getting the money from this, so she might as well just kind of use Lemmy to get herself into positions just like the other two guys. So here's my thoughts. To be quite honest, I really don't blame these people for catching Lemmy's likeness just to get them their own bag. Hell, if I knew Lemmy personally, I would probably do the same thing. Especially because it's alleged that you have to do some strange things with lemon pepper just to get your career started. So if I can honestly just, exclude him out of the mix and do my own thing on the side and get people to subscribe to my own network and use my own likeness to promote my own network, why not? So I'm not sure how long, the Zeus network would be around, because the more that these people are seeing that they could possibly get their own network and do their own thing, the more that, we may not see many more Zeus shows on this platform. Because I'm telling you guys right now, I think that Nick Cannon's going to be the next person that starts his own network. But that's my opinion. What's yours?